Hey everyone, it's Frank from L4PQ here, and with the announcement of the official release date of Tower Fantasy, I wanted to give my overall 3-week impression of the game. I'm going over several topics in this video, which are story, visuals and soundtrack, gameplay, overall content, characters, the Gatcha System, and concluding with some final thoughts. So let's get started. First off, story. I just wanted to get this out of the way first because I have no idea what the story is about, if I'm being honest. Playing in China really does not help me understand a single thing, so I skipped most of the scenes. But it does look like they put a decent amount of effort into their story, especially when they bring out videos of their character concerts, and you can do each individual character side stories as well. So I will definitely be following the story on global release. Visuals and soundtrack. So everyone knows what people compare Tower of Fantasy to, which is Genshin Impact. Everything to the characters, environment, and other scenic views are very similar with Genshin's in terms of art style. But they do have some slight differences, and in my opinion, it's honestly on par or maybe even better than Genshin Impact's graphics. To be fair though, Genshin's is a few years old now, and the game's just about to be released. So it's not surprising if there is some upgrades in graphics compared to Genshin. The soundtrack in the game is pretty solid as well. Here are some examples of their OST and background music. Overall, it's not bad, and some of them are actually pretty nice to listen to. So I'm not disappointed in the least. I hope they start making more songs for characters later in the future, because I think it does bring some more depth into characters and stuff. Gameplay. Overall, I feel the gameplay is pretty nice. Obviously, if you don't like action RPGs and like more auto-based games, then this game might not be the game for you. Now, does it feel exactly like a clone of Genshin's? Not really. It feels a little different, and they have various mechanics and stuff that make the game feel more technical, but it's still easy to get into. Some mechanics include things like switching skills, aerial combos, and dodging. Although there is several minor cons, like camera angles sometimes, auto target doesn't target the one you want to hit, or some combos or aerial attacks that don't flow well together. But that last one could be just a ping issue since I'm playing the Chinese version. Another thing I want to point out is that since this game is considered a MMORPG, there is a lot of team synergy and roles like defense, DPS, and support, which can also affect your gameplay and how you use different weapons in the game. Overall content. If anyone is worried about the endgame and lack of content, well, rejoice, because they actually have quite a bit of stuff to do in the game. They have a lot of different PvE and PvE modes and various content around their own world. PvE modes include joint operations, dimensional trials, interstellar exploration, omnium beacons, a space-time domain. All these use like your stamina here, and joint operations is a instance where you can party with multiple people. The rest are pretty much solo stuff. Over here we have some PvE stuff here, Apex League, Break Fate. From what I understand, that there is a balanced PvE mode and a battle royale mode. So that is going to be interesting. I personally have not touched the PvP mode yet, but I will when global releases. A few other PvE modes that you don't get daily, but they are very essential in your progression, are Frontier Clash, Void Rifts, and Raids. These are also instances that you can party up and play together, but they're somewhat harder than your daily PvE modes, so just keep that in mind. Overall, the only real issue I have with the content is how they are going to implement it in global, and how balanced is the PvP really. I know there is a balanced PvP mode, but it's not like they will give you all the SSRs to work with. And there's probably other small factors as well, but I'm not too familiar with PvP right now, so I can't say too much. But hopefully we will get a decent amount of content to work with when global releases. Characters. So characters in this game doesn't work the same way as Genshin Impact. As you know, in Genshin, you can play different characters and switch between them. In Tower of Fantasy, you don't use the characters themselves, but you make your own character and use their weapons, and you can switch between 3 of them. I actually really like the fact that you can make your own character, and if you wanted to, you can transform into one of the characters you obtained. Not only that, you can also change outfits on your main character, and you can also obtain different set outfits for other SSRs. Gacha System. There's several types of gacha banners in this game. There's the standard banner that uses gold nuclei with a 0.75% SSR chance. There's this other banner that uses purple nuclei with a 0.3% SSR chance. The featured banner uses red nuclei and has the same 0.75 SSR chance as the standard one, but the difference is that you have a 50% rate up on the featured character when you hit a SSR. There's also a matrix banner, which are like equipments for your weapons, and you have a 1.7% chance for that. Although the percentage is pretty low, they actually give you quite a bit of gold and purple nuclei throughout the world, doing dailies, achievements, and events. Not only that, you can earn in-game currency, which you can obtain with real money as rewards from doing previous stuff I mentioned, and you will mostly be using that for red nuclei. Also, every time you use nuclei to pull, you get these currencies, and if you get enough, you can pull for weapon dupes or even the featured banner character if you used enough red nuclei. In my opinion, their banner percentage is pretty low, but they give you lots to pull, and their pity system is great. Most gacha games reset the pity system every time you get a SSR or a 5-star character, but this game won't reset the banner even if you get multiple SSRs. So you will get a SSR every 80 pulls no matter what, plus SSRs you obtained within the 80 pulls. Overall, I don't think it's the greatest gacha system ever, but it does top most gacha games out there and could be considered one of the best if you compare it to similar games. And with that, I'll end it with some final thoughts. I think the game has great potential, especially with them modeling it as an MMORPG, and hopefully that will make the world feel a bit more alive and have more social aspects compared to Genshin Impact. Gameplay feels nice and simple to get into, but has enough mechanics for a higher level of play. Although they could tweak some minor issues with what I mentioned previously, and I could see them adding more to their combat if they wanted to. But overall, there's not much to complain about. I think the content that they will release will keep us entertained for a while, and I do feel like it's one of the more free-to-play friendly games. But we will see how they market their global version when they officially release. One of the minor concerns regarding to releasing it as an MMORPG is that sometimes it doesn't feel like one. One of the reasons why I feel this way is probably because the amount of servers they have in the Chinese version. They have so much servers, and yes, I do know that China has a big population, but at least 2 of the servers I played in feels a little empty. The only real time I see players is when I queue up for one of the instances or events in the game. It might be because of server transfers, and most players are just in a couple big servers, I don't know. But for now, it does worry me a little regarding server count and population. Anyways, what do you guys think of the game so far? Me and Sean will definitely be playing Tower Fantasy when global launches, so watch out for more future videos. Bye!